Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto Channel. We are live. It is Thursday, guys. How are we all? Bitcoin getting a little dump today. Big dump. 3 days in a row, actually. So we're going to take a look. The big question, is it over for Bitcoin? There's a poll in chat. As always, I am interested in your opinion. Do we dump straight from here? Do we get the fake out, breakout, and then dump? Or is it moon time for Bitcoin? 200K incoming. Let me know. We'll take a look at it in just a little bit. How is everyone? Let's see who's here. Mighty Max. What's up, big dog? West Coast, man. Thanos. My main man, Thanos. John the Mod. Salt Chain says, morning schmorning. Sounds like something I would say. I'm really a big nerd, guys. I know I'm work out a lot. I'm covered in tattoos. I've been to prison. But I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. At the end of the day, I am a nerd. Guys, Bitcoin dumping down. We got a little bit of news. Get ready for the flashbang in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We had a couple reports come out this morning. Philadelphia Fed manufacturing, I don't even know what it is. It was bearish. Whatever it is bearish. Initial jobs, that's a biggie. Initial jobs came out bearish, guys. Bearish. Hence the move down. Now we do have U.S. coming up in just a minute. U.S. Open. We'll see what they do. See how they respond. Of course, Asia is closed all week, and even Monday. But the big news day is tomorrow. You got core PCE. You got GDP. You got S&P Global Manufacturing. Guys, tomorrow is a big day for news. So you get a little bit of volatility today. We already are, but tomorrow could really shake things up depending on how these reports come in. So big day. It looks like some of these will come in before we go on stream. They'll come in at 7:30 Central Standard Time tomorrow. And then we'll have a couple of the S&Ps should come in while we're on stream. So look for, you can see a whole lot of shake and bake tomorrow depending on how these reports come in. So you could have some bearish, some bullish, so you could have violent swings both ways. It's going to be a fun trading day tomorrow. Should be. So stay tuned for that. We'll be live for that tomorrow. Bitcoin just relentless move down. Trying to break out of this, or maybe bounce. We don't know yet. Trying to break out of this symmetrical triangle that we put on here yesterday. Who knows? Who knows? We're going to take a look. We're going to dive into that in just a minute and see. A little announcement, guys. Starting Monday, this Monday coming, not tomorrow, but starting Monday, I will no longer be going live for the U.S. Market Open here for public YouTube. We have discussed in the VIP Discord and decided that it's just, for us, the best trading time. And sometimes we catch the trades here on stream, but you know, we get busy, and rightly so. We get busy talking about altcoins and things like that, and a lot of you are interested in altcoins. So, you know, I don't have a problem doing that. I love doing that. But we miss a lot of good trades that way, and we could talk about altcoins all day long, any time of the day. So if our goal is to catch some good trades, good high probability, profitable trades, we need to be doing that at U.S. Market Open. And I don't want to be sitting here just watching this, looking for a trade, just looking for a trade, looking for a trade. That's not my thing. So, I mean, it is my thing, but when I'm with you guys publicly here, we like to look at what you want to look at. So we're going to go live for U.S. Market Open, same time, 8:15 Central Standard Time, starting Monday for the VIP Discord only, okay? And later in the day, I haven't decided a time yet, I'm going to go do what I call the comprehensive stream, which is going to be for public YouTube, discuss your altcoins. We're probably not going to discuss anything, nothing short of, hey, I'm long or I'm short, or you know, maybe a target for that trade. But we're not going to discuss anything macro for Bitcoin on that VIP stream. Nothing. Not going to discuss anything. We're just going to trade. Try to catch a trade, okay? It'll be a shorter stream. I'm not going to sit on there for 2 hours. We'll just go at 8:15 and probably cut it about 9:15. So it'll be hour, 45 minutes or an hour. I mean, it may be 10 minutes. If we get one big trade and that's it, then that's it. And the more comprehensive, lengthy stream will be later in the day. Because it doesn't really matter. We can talk about altcoins at 8:15 a.m. or we can talk about it at 3 p.m. It doesn't really matter. You know, because we're looking at macro then. We're not looking at finding a specific sniper entry trade. Anyway, starting Monday. But tomorrow, big news stuff tomorrow. We will be here live as usual. Just nothing changes tomorrow. We'll be back. We'll look for some trades with public YouTube tomorrow and cover everything kind of going into the weekend and the weekly close and things like that. So tomorrow nothing changes, but Monday we're going to rearrange things, guys. If you have any questions or comments, I put it in Discord. If you missed it yesterday, let me know. Be happy to hear your suggestions. U.S. market opening here in about 5 minutes. Just kind of chilling here. But as you can see, let me turn some of this off. Let me see. I don't want to clutter things up. All right, there we go. So now we got kind of my targets to the upside and downside. These have been here all week. I'm not giving away any secrets. These have been here all week. You all know what I'm looking for. These are our targets. Right now, we're just trying to hold this. Nothing has changed, guys. Everybody's freaking out. I've gotten a couple of private DMs like, oh my gosh, did we miss the short? Did we miss the short? Like, I don't know. I don't know if you missed the short. It's not my job to know. It's my job to be ready when we get to where our targets are, correct? All right, so always remember that. It's not your job to predict where it's going. It's your job to be ready when it gets there. And I did tell you, let's look at the weekly here on Bitcoin. I did tell you, matter of fact, I showed this chart. I don't know where my little, I don't know where my arrows are. I had them on here. Every time we've closed the weekly candle inside this range, every single time we have rotated to the value area low either that week or the following week, okay? Either that week. So within 2 weeks, but I think 4 out of the 5 times, it has been that week, okay? And this past week, we closed the weekly candle inside the range, which means 4 out of 5 times this week, the week that we're in, we've rotated the value area low once before we waited 1 more week to rotate down, but never before have we not rotated to the value area low, okay? So does that mean it's going to happen this time? I don't know. It doesn't have to, but I told you guys. And almost every stream I tell you you shouldn't follow certain groups if they're telling you certain things. But if anybody told you that you're fixing to come into this, which we did a couple weeks ago, right, and just bounce back up there. Here we go, 100K. They're crazy, and you should unfollow them, guys. This isn't like an 8-9 month range here, okay? You're not fixing to come in here and spring right out of here. This is like quicksand. You get stuck in here. This is a range. You're in a range now. You are not in free fall or free bounce mode. You're in a range. You didn't come into this range and immediately fall out or immediately flip through. You got stuck in here. So you're going to get stuck in here. We're just going to be range bound. I'm telling you guys, we're going to be range bound for quite some time. Now, we could set a low, and I fully expect that. Do whatever we do here. Come set the low, and then I think once the low is in, we bounce back to this range, and we just trade this range for several months. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact range. You may come a little above it. You may go a little below it. You know, it's not going to be exact, but you get the gist. We're going to be here, just like we got stuck in here, okay? This is a magnet for price. For a long period of time, this was considered fair value for Bitcoin, okay? And we're back to that area. This is an area that people, as you can tell, for 9 months or so considered that fair value. So we're going to be stuck here for quite some time, I do believe. Would I like for it to rip to 200K? Sure, I'm not a bear. I'm not a bull either. I'm not a bear. I'm not a bull. I don't really care. Matter of fact, this is better. This is tradable. This is tradable, right? This is tradable. Of course, we're waiting. We want to set another low, but once we like officially start bouncing this range, you short, you long, you short, you long, you short. This is very tradable. Very tradable. This is not tradable. This is not tradable. If you happen to be in it already and ride it up, great. But there's nothing to trade here. This is lots of money trading, okay? And that's what we want to see here. Lots of money trading, okay? And we're close. I think we'll be there within a few weeks. We're already in the range, but I think we have one more low coming and then range bound for several months, in my opinion. All right. Hawkmore says, great idea. I thought so. And so did a lot of you. We thought it was a great idea. This is the easy stuff I like. Yeah, I'm telling you, none of it's really easy. But if there were to be an easy, this is the easy stuff. This is trading the volume profile. You saw a YouTuber throw out the idea that we could swoop the last bear market like 15K. You should unfollow that person. I mean, hey, listen, it's an idea. Could it happen? Sure. But if it does, I told you guys this about Cardano yesterday. Where's the bear market lows? Here. I told you this is what looks terrible about Cardano yesterday. Here's the bear market lows, okay? Boom, 15.5-ish. So as of right now, even though, yeah, we're kind of in a bearish scenario, right? Hang on, let me go to another chart. There's the bear market lows. And even though we're kind of in a bearish phase right now, ultimately, guys, this is the full history of Bitcoin on the weekly. I mean, ultimately, you've been nothing but a bull trend the entire time, right? Higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, right? Right? If you come, swoop, and I'm not saying he's wrong, it could certainly happen, but if you come just like Cardano and you take out that bear market low, I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care. And I could be wrong, and I will gladly eat my words. But on a macro, and I mean extreme, I mean life of the freaking asset macro. I don't mean macro as in the last 4-year cycle. I mean life, dinosaur life of the entire asset. You will have changed market structure, which you have never done before in Bitcoin's history. Okay? Never. You will have changed market structure to bearish on a massive, extreme macro level. And you can absolutely expect this if that happens. You can absolutely expect it. Does it mean it has to happen that way? No. Do you think I'm crazy for saying that? I don't. I don't think I'm crazy for suggesting this. However, I don't think we swoop the bear market low. But if we do, then you have flipped uber macro bearish. Okay? But I don't think the scenario happens. I'm just saying if that did happen, you've now set for the first time ever, a macro lower low. So you can expect what? A lower high and then another lower low. It's just market structure. It is not rocket science. It is not my guess. It is not anything but high probability market structure. That's it. So if Bitcoin happens to do that, watch out for the entire crypto class, because things are not ever going to be the same. But I don't think this happens. I think you should unfollow that person and then go refollow them if they are correct. All right, market's open. Let's go see what Bitcoin. Oh, let's go see. 5-minute time frame is probably dumping. Oops. Oh, yeah, it's dumping hard. Look at that. Bitcoin going for it, guys. Bitcoin going for it. We're on the 5-minute time frame. U.S. market just opened on this candle right here. Wow. Wow, it's going for it. Oh, if Bitcoin changes market structure on the macro, most of these alts are going to zero. I don't care what kind of alt you have. You have some that hold up. I mean, not, oh my gosh, look at Bitcoin. They don't hold up well, but they're all gonna crash if Bitcoin breaks its bear market low. Bitcoin even gets near it, these alts are gonna be pummeled. Bitcoin trying to bounce back here, guys. This looks terrible. Gosh, dog. In fairness, we did tell you this yesterday. We told you this Sunday and Monday and Tuesday that we had closed the weekly inside the range. To be expecting this. We're going to take a look in just a second. Let's go now. Let's look at our bear leg fractal. Still nothing's changed, guys. I mean, as bad as this looks, and I know everybody thinks we're going straight to 50K right now, this is still exactly what happened last time. And I do mean exactly. You came on to move the blue over to the side. This is the fractal from the last cycle, right? Well, let me set an alert here. If we get back above this, I want to pay attention. So this blue fractal is the, and I'm not fixing to show it all, but it's dang near exact, complete cycle period, 4-year cycle to the last cycle, and this last bear leg down is almost exact. But same thing, you just formed this, right? And what you'll notice is, and I'm not saying it has to play out the same, and maybe it doesn't, but you had you had the big crash down, and you came up and you set a low, and then you came and took out that low, and then you took the high before the crash. So you set the low, took out the low, and then came and took out the high, right? All right, so you dumped down, you came up, you set the high, then you set the low, and you can see here, same thing, you bounced, but you made a lower high before you took out the low. So same thing, we bounced, we made a lower high, and could it be that simple? We're just coming to take the low, boom, and then we go take the high, and then we fall over. It's so far the exact same structure. So while, yeah, this looks really bearish, I can assure you, we're not going to go back and spend a whole lot of time. We're not going to go back to it all, but I can assure you at the time, I don't remember this exact candle, but I assure you, everybody thought this was bearish and headed straight down to before it popped and then rolled over. I can assure you, however you feel right now about today, that's exactly how they felt last time, thinking it was headed straight down. And the problem is, this is where they get you guys. This is where they get you guys. They're not going to get you guys, but they get a lot of guys. They're going to think breakdown short. They're going to think like this. Oh, we broke the low. Pretend these trend lines aren't there. They're going to think, oh, we broke the low. Back test. Then they're going to short. You're going to see a lot of shorts coming in here, both at the break and the bearish back test. You're going to have a lot of shorts come in, and they're going to go wreck you guys. Wreck you guys. And as soon as you break this high, same dang psychology. People think, oh, God, this was a fake out. We got wrecked. We've now changed market structure. We're going up. Let's long, wreck you all. It's probably exactly what's fixing to happen. And that is why this has been given to you, what, 2-3 weeks ago? 2-3 weeks ago, so I didn't just put this on here. 2-3 weeks ago, guys, it has been my plan the entire, well, it's thinking about it, entire time. The move down, then the move up, then the big drop. Okay? It's been my plan the entire time. So does this drop right now look a little scary? Yeah. It looks bad. It looks terrible. But I'm not worried about it because this is what it does. This is just what it does. Now, I do think, let's draw back out a little bit. If you lose this daily level here at about 62.8, I do think if you close a daily below that, you're probably coming all the way to the low at 60K, and you may not stop there. I do think that. Because if we go back and look, this is current price action here on the right. Oh, hang on, guys, hang on. Dang it. Gotta get in a little trade here. I took the long. This is what I mean, guys. This is what I mean by VIP Discord. For those of you just joining us, starting Monday, 8:15 Central Standard Time, we're going to do VIP Discord only trading. And I'm going to do this more like what we're doing now, the comprehensive trading, a little later in the day, because we just miss trades like this that are easy trades. That we get to be busy talking about other things, which I don't mind talking about other things. We need to hear those other things. But we miss these trades, and this is the best trading time of the day. So VIP Discord only trading, 8:15. It'll be a shorter stream, maybe 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour at the most. Maybe 10 minutes. We're just going to get it in until we find the one trade that we're looking for, and that's that. So, all right, guys. So what we're looking at here on the charts, on the right, we have current price action. On the left, I showed you this chart yesterday, but on the left, we looked at the 2022 cycle, the last cycle, kind of the same area, this bear crash down to the 55, the green 55 monthly EMA. But this is it in the 2018 cycle. And you can see, you remember we had the fractal, look on the right. Remember we had the fractal on here that showed this like falling wedge pattern, right? Showed this falling wedge pattern just like this. Same thing happened in 2022, okay? Just like this, falling wedge pattern, then broke out to the top side. In case you don't remember the chart I just showed you, broke out to the top side and then came down here to the downside, right? Okay, but you didn't get that here. You fell, you bounce, just like you did here. You fell, you bounce, just like you did in 2022. But instead of getting the falling wedge pattern here, well, you did, but instead of it breaking to the upside and then go to the downside, you just fell to the downside. So, I don't know. I can't really tell you. I'm prepared for either. However, this entire everything about this entire cycle on the 2018, everything about this, none of this looks the same. None of this looks like this, right? That doesn't look the same. This 2022 cycle looks the same, exact same. Circles match up and everything. But if you go back to 2018, this does not look the same. This is literally like straight freaking up, no consolidation, straight freaking down. A little bit of a descending triangle right here, down, but it doesn't look the same. Here you stair-stepped up, stair-step, 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 and stair-step down, right? It does not look like this at all. Same thing here though, stairs, 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 and you're stair-stepping down. So I would lean more towards we get the breakout to the upside here. I'm going to go ahead and take a TP1 here just so I don't have to watch this sucker. I'm just going to do a very small TP because I already know what's going to happen. If I won't be paying attention, it'll wreck me. Just going to TP 65 bucks. Just and stop loss at entry. There you go. $65 TP, stop loss at entry, and now I can focus, and if this thing wants to rip up to 200K, I'll go with it. Anyway, guys, I hope that makes sense as to why we're switching up to trade starting Monday. But again, if you're just joining us tomorrow, Friday, big news events, lots of news reports in the morning. We will be here live for public YouTube live, and we're still going to do the public show every day next week, every day. It just won't be at U.S. Market Open. That will be VIP Discord only. Oh, let's see what Carrie Benz. What's up, bro? Glad you could join us from the beaches in Chile. Like, are you like on the beach right now, chilling, sipping on a margarita? I love margaritas. I don't drink, but I love margaritas. Yeah, Carrie Benz making us jealous. We got 8:45 in 1 minute, guys. West Coast is below freezing there in Canada. It's like 70 degrees here in Mississippi, I think. I'll show you. Let's see what it is. 68 degrees. Boom. 68 degrees. and then Monday, I don't know if you can see Monday. I'm not good at this. Monday's going to be in the 20s. So we're in the 70s this weekend and then in the 20s on Monday. That's welcome to Mississippi weather. Can never stay consistent. 75 degrees tomorrow, 20 degrees on Monday. That's where folks get sick around here. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, Thanos and West Coast, y'all are both in Canada. There was a lot more acceptance and interest in crypto in the last cycle than in 2017. Yeah, a lot more. You know, you had the 2014 cycle, and nobody was in it. A couple of big whales. You know, they weren't really whales at the time. They were guys like us. They probably had about 10 grand to their name. No offense if you got more than that. Probably had about 10 grand to their name, invested in this little project called Bitcoin, and now they're billionaires and whales. So I'm sure that most of them did not. Most whales probably did not start out as whales. They bought about 10,000 Bitcoin for about 20 grand and sold it for about $5 billion. Soul Chain suspects the last cycle is more indicative of what we can expect. Yeah, look, I mean, it's just there's no explanation needed for this. I don't mean that offensively, but I mean, my 11-year-old could look at this chart and see, oh gosh, this cycle looks just like this cycle, which looks nothing like this cycle. You know what I'm saying? So I would expect this to play out. I would expect this to play out. Kind of the only difference here. Let me see. I'll tell you what I think is different here. Well, let me see. So here's what I think is different. Here's where I do think this cycle will differ from last cycle, but will be similar to the 2018 cycle. Okay, so when this is the bear market, right? This is the bear market. Kind of the air. This is about where we are right now. In my opinion, we're somewhere in the middle of this right here. Okay, this is 2018. We're somewhere in the middle of this. Of course, we expect to move to the upside. Anyway, we're somewhere in the middle of this, and we're expecting another low, right? Okay. What I think is different, what is going to be different this cycle, but is similar in this 2018 cycle, I know I'm fumbling my words. When you set the low, you bounce back up to this area and traded that for a long time, right? Months and months and months. Whereas 2022... when you this is the range that we're in right here. You follow me? We're somewhere in here right now, right? Okay, when you fell through, dang it. When you fell through, you then formed a range below this range and you traded that range. I don't think that's going to happen this time. Okay? And I'll tell you why I don't think. We better hope that doesn't happen this time. Because there's nothing here. There's nothing below it. So if you fall through, there's nothing below it. You could fall to this area right here and chop this area, which is like 40K. And that would be bad. I mean, not the end of the world, but it would be bad. And this is just a huge zone right here, right? The one that we're currently in, this is a huge zone. Much more support and resistance. This is very thin, guys. Very easy to lose this. I don't think we will. I do not think we will. But I don't even want to be in it. I don't even want to roll the dice down there. I think this plays out more like 2018. And I could be totally wrong. I'm not married to this idea. I think this plays out more like 2018, where you set the low and then you bounce back up into the range that we're currently in versus consolidating underneath. I think it plays out a little more like that. And so that would look something like this, right? Take this low, take this high, come down here, then bounce back up here and trade this until the next cycle. That I think this makes more sense. That doesn't mean you can't come up here and then kind of and dip back down in it a couple times. But ultimately, this would be the low, and there would be no consolidation down here. That's how I think. I think the consolidation is going to be here after a big violent swoop, scaring everybody, shaking everybody out, and then you consolidate here right at previous all-time high, because this is previous all-time high from this cycle over here. This is previous all-time high, and you just spend a lot of time consolidating here before the breakout. That's just my opinion. It's happened both ways before, so it could go either way this time. It's just my opinion. I think that's where this cycle will differ from last. I think that'll be the only difference. And another thing that pushed this down one more time in the last cycle was that whole FTX debacle. So unless we get something similar, which we very well could, I just don't think that happens. Speaking of days, so I've been looking at this chart for a while now. In 2018, it took 48 days from this cross right here, 48 days to reach the bottom. 48 days. Boom. 40 days in 2022, and we're currently on day 30. So we're getting there, guys. Within the next 2 weeks, 3 at the most, would put us in the range of this. 10 days to 18 days, so 2 to 3 weeks, guys. We could be at the bottom. There's plenty of time. That's plenty of time to go. Plenty of time. Matter of fact, it happened here. We're just on the daily time frame here. And if we are on, we haven't swept the low yet. We're coming towards the low, which would tell me we could be right about on this candle-ish here. One of these candles here. Let's just say we're on this candle here. It was 5 days later we swooped the high, and 13 days after that we took the low. So 2 weeks. You could do all that in 2 weeks. You could do that in 2 days with Bitcoin. You know that. Carrie Ben says, hell yeah. He's on the beach sipping on a margarita. How's our trade going? Oh, look at this. Good trade, guys. You guys take this trade when I told you I took it? Good trade, guys. We're up $300. $312. Already secured 65. Good trade, guys. Good trade. I showed you as soon as I took it. I got the alert. You heard the alert. I got the alert. I had my MEXC pulled up over here. I clicked long because I knew if we broke back into this, symmetrical triangle, I wanted a long. So good long, guys. Don't worry, guys. We'll get better at this trading stuff on Monday when that's all we're focused on. Dagbjort, our favorite Icelander. So happy to see you here. Go ahead and drop your alts in chat. Any alt you want me to take a look at? Because alts are dumping hard. They have been for a couple days. Let's jump into Fetch AI first. You know my coin I'm on. I did buy a little Fetch AI yesterday, but I sold this morning. I think I told you guys I sold. I have rebought. Fetch AI. I don't think I went and I was at the gym. I don't think I went and reposted that I rebought. However, I shouldn't have had to tell you I rebought because I showed you these orange lines yesterday, and I told you if we hit the orange line, I will be buying. So we went on this. Let's go to the 2-day time frame. Fetch AI. I went through this whole spiel yesterday when I told you that anytime we've closed a 2-day candle below a certain target, that we've always gone to the next target, with the targets being these orange lines, right? You can see here, closed below this one, went to there. Boom. Now we went below this one, went to there. Okay, I bought Max. Sorry, guys. Something's going on here. You're still doing H-bar too? Yeah, H-bar is still in the rotation. I'm not paying as close of attention to H-bar. I'm not paying as close of attention, but I do have it, and I have some alerts set. If I get certain powerful, what I consider to be powerful signals, I will take the trades, but I'm not really focused on it, but it is still in the rotation. All right, Max had messaged me earlier that he bought some also. I'm sorry to throw you under the bus, buddy. Put your business out there, but he bought some at the line too. So, guys, these lines are on here for a reason. We get the 2 daily close today, guys. If we close below this line, I'm telling you, we're coming here. I'm telling you. If we close today, the 2 daily candle today below that line, I'm telling you. At least we have 100% of the time in the past. Okay, this would be next stop. So I wouldn't even consider buying until we're here. Can we trade a little in here? Yeah, sure. You could trade a little here, but ultimately you're coming there. You're going to swoop this low most likely. So, yeah. Just if you're trading Fetch AI, screenshot these levels. And there's one below there too, I think. No, that's it. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. So far, the first two have played out exactly as predicted. Same thing here, though. It played out here. Closed below there. Next candle, you went there. Gosh, what a good trade we got in this one. I'm gonna TP. Hang on, I'm gonna TP some more. All right, I just took $300 more off the trade, so up 365. Realize that I'm gonna let the rest ride. We have stop loss right here. 66K is stop loss. Good trade, guys. Anybody take this trade? Put a 1 in chat if you took the trade with me. I literally gave it 1 second after I clicked long. I literally gave it then. Max took the trade. I knew you did, bro. All right, let's go back and look at Fetch. Go ahead and drop your alts in. If you want to see the alts, I will take a look at them. Ultimately, we still expect a lower here. However, if Bitcoin does get this little rally that we're talking about to take out 72.2, if it does get that move to the upside, the fake out breakout, as we're calling it, before brown dirt breakdown, your alts could get a nice little pump here too, right? Your alts could come up something like this, maybe. Maybe not that high. I don't know. And then they could come take out. I do expect these lows to get taken out. I expect everyone to take out their October 10th low. If your coin has not already, it's just a yet. I did put this on the chart, I think yesterday. Let me show you one little bit of encouragement, possible encouragement, guys. We're going to go to our Butter chart. Butter, it's like butter. So I have obviously sold my alts. Well, I just bought the alts, but I had sold my alts based upon the 3-day dot that we've talked about. I'm not fixing to explain it. If anybody doesn't understand this chart, you let me know in chat right now. I'll go into a little deeper explanation. But we could be getting the 5-day. I told you yesterday the 5-day red dot was flicking on and off here on the Butter chart, right? It's flicking on and off, but I was already out because it didn't flick on while we were under the 3-day dot, which is what I wanted. So the fact that we didn't get it while under the 3-day was my signal to get out, and it was a good choice, okay? However, the 5-day candle closes today. So today is a big closure for this stuff. And if we get the 5-day dot, and let's zoom in here, it sure looks like we're going to. If we get the 5-day dot, that could give your alts a little rally, okay? You could see something like this. I don't think you're going very far, but you could see something like this. This is the high that they set in from the bounce. This was the low we set a couple weeks ago, right? That's the low from the Bitcoin crash. And then they come up and they set those so you could get a swoop of these highs before they come down for their next leg down, right? Not a huge move, but if Bitcoin gets that same move, I would absolutely expect the alts to follow. I mean, it's 15, 16 or so %, so pretty good move. This is how I would play it if Bitcoin gets its bounce. So if we do get the red dot here, I'm not just going to go all in, but I would probably buy a little something. I go more in when we're on the 3-day. I told you how we do it. When I see the 2-day red dot, I sit up, put my glasses on. I start taking note, but I don't act. Okay, I don't act. I wait for the 2-day to confirm and the 3-day to fire off. So if there's a confirmed 2-day signal and then the 3-day fires off, I buy my alts. And then I sit there and I watch. Okay, I watch like 24/7 for 3 days. Just kidding. I set my alerts. I come back to it. I watch. If during that 3-day red dot window, the 5-day red dot fires off, I stay in the trade. And then I look towards the 1-week signal. If during that 5-day red dot, the 1 week fires off, I stay in. If at any point in time the next level of time frame does not fire off a dot, I sell. Because that tells me we're probably not fixing to get continuation. And in fact, we're probably fixing to roll back over and consolidate a little. Okay, a little pullback. That's how I play it. So go ahead and put your alts in if you want to see some alts. Nobody's putting alts in, so I guess y'all don't want to see alts today. That's cool. No problem. Max, I hope you TP'd on your Bitcoin trade. I think we could go higher, but why not? TP. I TP'd. We TP'd 365 so far. Max TP for 262. Good job, bro. Good job. Let's take a look. Max wants to look at Dogecoin. Yeah, we'll take a look at Dogecoin. Doggy Coin. Let's take a look at Doggy Coin. We haven't looked at Doggy Coin in a while. Let's see what old Doggy's doing. Let's update this. I'm going to go to the weekly time frame. All right, last time we looked at Doggy, we had not taken out the October 10th low. I know that because I still had this swing low marked here, which has since been taken out, but it did not take out the October 10th low. So since you have taken out the low, I'm gonna remove that. We have taken out the October 10th low, and we've come into the point of control, okay? And we actually took out this swing low here too. So let me save this chart. Coming to this huge area of support. You didn't quite take out this weekly. You're not done, in my opinion. You're not done, but you do have this nice area of support. You can see you spent a lot of time consolidating here in the bear market. Same thing here, though, guys. You could come take this bear market low here about 5 cents, but you don't want to. You do not want to flip market structure on a super macro time frame. So if you're going to be a buyer for a possible good upcoming bull run for Dogecoin, you need to hold this. You do not need to rotate all the way down to the barrier range. That's bad if you do. If you do, you will have changed market structure on the super macro, and you can expect a lower high in the next bull run, probably to come up, if I had to guess, to that value area range and then come down. However, if you did that, let's see, if you came to value area, still looking at about a 450% move, so still pretty good move, solid move. It's like these other coins we've talked about. Some of them look solid, but they don't look like they're going to give you any life-changing wealth, although 4X, depending on how much money you had in there, could be life-changing for folks. But I don't know. Doge looks good. It looks good. It looks solid, but it doesn't look like it doesn't look like it's going to 30, 40X you at all. I mean, even if you came back to all-time high, first of all, I don't think you would if you came to value area because you changed market structure. So let's say you just came down a little bit lower and took this out. Maybe even, let's see. Let's just say you kind of took out that weekly level. Let's just say you kind of took out that weekly level and then you came to all-time high. You'd be looking at a 9x, 900% right, which is good. I just don't think you do. You didn't come up there last cycle. I would think you would come up and take out this high around 30 cents, maybe 32. I don't know. It doesn't look great. Doge looks strong. It looks solid. But I think you've gotten about all you're going to get out of Doge. I think you got about all you're going to get out of it, in my opinion. Coins that didn't set a new all-time high this cycle, why would they set one next cycle? Just give me one reason why, unless there was some massive partnership or development or fundamental reason. Why would they technically decide to come set a new high? I mean, at that point, it'll be 7-8 years from their high. Why would they just do that when they couldn't do it here? I just don't think they will. But some coins did set new highs this cycle, and I would expect those coins to likely retest that area. So this is what I got for Doge. I will put you a box on here. Box of interest, although you could certainly come lower because I think it's all-time highs are done for Doge. I'd be a buyer there. But I wouldn't expect great gains. 400%, 300%, 300 to 400%, which is good. This looks strong. This does not look weak. This does not look weak at all. But it also doesn't look like life-changing gains. Any other alts? Any other? I can't believe Dogecoin's the only alt you guys want to look at, guys. Oops. I think you covered my alts pretty good this week so far. West Coast wants to see near. And Max wants to see XVG again. We looked at that one yesterday, bro. I'll take a look again. I don't know. Nobody's heard of it. So I've gotten actually a couple of Discord messages about XVG, direct messages. People are like, I've never heard of this coin. Why do you think it has potential? So it's on my list of things to do today to research fundamentals. Because the only answer I have now is I really don't know. Because Thanos said so. I mean, the technicals look great. So I say, you know, it just technically looks good. But I want to research the fundamentals today because I'm very interested in that coin. Let's look at Near. So Near has taken out October 10th low. You have also taken out and closed beneath point of control on a weekly basis. So I certainly, oh gosh, this doesn't look good, bro. This does not look good. And it doesn't look super weak, but you will not set an all-time high. In fact, you don't even take on last cycle high, in my opinion. Everything with altcoin, any opinion that I give you is based upon technical reasoning, technical analysis. I have no idea. This could come out and they partner with China for their new stable coin. I don't know. And then of course you're gonna rip. But just on technicals, this does not look good. And do you see why? We just covered this. Same thing as Cardano. same thing we don't want to see on Doge. You have changed market structure on a super macro life of the coin basis, right? You've changed the market structure. So it already wasn't great. I mean, you can't count this. This is where it was released. But even still, even if you count that, you've still changed market structure. You got higher highs, higher lows. Then you set the bear market low, lower high, lower low. So next cycle, you can expect something like this. Maybe if you're lucky, rotation to value area high. So given this closure below point of control, I think you come to value area low. And best case scenario, you probably don't even get the value area high, but you certainly don't break cycle high. That would go against the laws of market structure. So when you're looking at coins like this and you're thinking, oh gosh, you know, we may not come to all-time high, but I think we can take out the cycle high. The answer is no, you can't. Well, yeah, sure, you can do anything. You can do anything it wants, but according to the macro market structure, you will not. So you should not go into this in coin anticipating taking this high, because that would violate the market structure laws. Yeah, you can do it. You can do whatever it wants to do. But now you're sitting in lower lows, lower highs, right? Doesn't mean you can't take this high. This is a medium time frame high. This is a macro high, macro low. So in my opinion, your best case scenario, you take these. Absolute best case, you come there. But that's iffy. You take this. That's what I would, if you're buying this, that's what I would game plan for. I would target here. And that still gives you a 460% return. Go a little higher. And if you come all the way up very high, you got 800. But I wouldn't count on the 8. I would look for the 450. And that's if you time the bottom exactly. But I do think you could take these highs for, so, you know, you could make some money here. But you're not fixing to take out cycle high. If you did, you would have a messed up macro structure. I mean, it would, technically you're not going to do it. It would take an absolute fundamental something happening in the universe, fundamentally, to make it go here. Because technically, you're now in a super macro downtrend. I mean, you're sitting in one of these. Right? Rotate to here, rotate back to there, swoop that, and come on down. You see it, right? You see it, you see it, you see it, you see it. So it doesn't look bad. If you're looking for a 4X coin, this is probably a good 4X coin. However, if you're looking for a 4X coin, Dogecoin looks a lot better. Dogecoin is at least showing strength and has the off chance of Elon Musk pumping it. So between the two, I would go with Doge. But technically, I would expect about the same return. If nothing else in the universe happens, I would expect about a 4X on each one. I don't know anything fundamentally about Near. I don't know if it has potential. But I do know that Doge has Elon potential. So between the two, I would go with Doge. Hope that helps. XVG. Looked at this yesterday, but I know it's new and folks want to kind of get a grasp around this thing. Let me save this. Let me box it up. I want to draw my line here so I could say next cycle, that's where we said we're going. XVG it just looks good, guys. This looks good. It just looks good. I mean, I explained this yesterday, but if you weren't on the stream yesterday, most coins, there's a few exceptions, but most are already down here. We just looked at, everyone we just looked at so far is that point of control or lower. Has already taken out October 10th low. This one is still way up here, even closer to the value area high than it is point of control. Okay? And what you have to understand, you have to understand psychology, market psychology. That means while I do think this coin's going to rotate down, okay, I do think this coin's going to rotate down. That means there are people out there who do not want to sell their coin. They think this coin is bullish enough that even though we're going into a bear market, they're refusing to sell because they believe this coin is going to rocket at some point. And even though they might get better prices here, they think this is good enough. This is strength in the community around this coin, strength in the market around this coin, strength in the whales around this coin. This is a strong coin. And if it does rotate down, that does not mean it's a weak coin, okay? The strongest coin will get dragged down with Bitcoin as Bitcoin starts breaking these lows. And a good target is these. You see where it just kind of hugged this low right here, right around point of control. But if you see a coin that is just absolutely refusing to let go while most other coins are down here, that's a strong coin, which means it is probably going to get a lot of support in the next bull run. Okay? If this coin right here is not on your radar, then your radar is broken. Anyway, I don't know what else to cover on this for you. Max, you got the target. You got your historical proof that this is where this coin likes to return to. You got your proof that this is a strong coin. You can't count this release. You know, coins are released at a price, and nobody really knows what fair value is. But this was determined to be fair value in here. You popped out of this 3 times already, setting a series of higher highs, and I expect the same. So let's get a little, I mean, I really think you could come take these highs next cycle. I really do. But even if we just connected these, yeah, that would be about right. By the time you get to next cycle, we'll be about there. Let's see what that would give you from point of control. About a 950x, but this being a privacy coin, and other privacy coins have done 11,000 X's and crazy stupid numbers, this could be one that hasn't done that yet. I'm not going to blow smoke and say it will do that. I have no idea. But I know it falls in that category of coins that once they've been around for a cycle, privacy coins that have been around for a cycle, going to the next cycle, they do stupid numbers, 10,000, 15,000 X's, or percent, excuse me. So I like this one for like a 900 to 1,000% gain with the upside potential of those other privacy coins where it just does something stupid. I like this coin. I will be holding this coin if it comes to point of control. Oh, look, I almost slipped. I don't have an alert set. Got an alert set now. Like this coin. Eons. Let's look at ETH. What is ETH? Is ETH still around? Let's take a look at ETH. I'm just kidding. I just don't ever hear anyone talk about ETH anymore. Which is the problem. That's why it's underperformed. Nobody talks about it anymore. You understand, just because a coin could be amazing, I don't know if ETH is amazing or not, but if nobody talks about it, you don't get marketing, you don't get a community going. It doesn't move price. You know who moves price more than anybody? It's not whales. It's not ETFs. It's us. It's retail. We move price. And if retail is not talking about a coin, then that coin ain't going to move. Let's look at ETH. On the weekly. ETH hanging on. So far, you're setting a series of higher lows, higher highs. I mean, let's be honest, guys. ETH looks good. ETH is always probably going to look good, but ETH is gains are not going to be in ETH. But if you like consistent and you like strong and you like, I don't want to say safe because it is crypto, but safe-ish, then ETH is your coin. You really don't want to take out this low in April. If you take out this low in April, you're probably going to rotate all the way back down to $1,000 bucks. It's a hard one to call. If you take out the April low, you will rotate to $1,000 bucks. Look at this volume gap. You'll come in this volume gap. Plus the law of volume. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say you come down and double bottom at this low. I'm going to put it on there. I'm going to say you come double bottom. I don't think you rotate down here. I think you double bottom. I think if ETH eventually bleeds on down here for a double bottom like this, and you probably break all-time high next cycle, but barely. Something like 6K. Something like that. Something like that, and just your return here. Let's see, if you came to the orange line and you went back to high, it's only a 250% move, but it's safe. It's ETH. It's safe. But just like Bitcoin, you're just not going to get the return. I mean, could you do a 5x on the next cycle? You come down to 40K, go to 200K on Bitcoin. Yeah, you could get a 5x, but you're not going to get your 30x's like you're going to get on some of these alts, or even the 10 or 20x. So ETH looks good. It looks solid. Looks like Dogecoin. Looks like Near. No, looks better than Near. Because you still have your macro structure intact. It looks like Dogecoin. It looks just like Dogecoin. Matter of fact, let's put them side by side. I mean, it looks like Dogecoin. Except Doge had a big spike up, whereas ETH didn't. ETH just kind of... But it looks similar. Both have come down and bounced the point of control. Both have taken out their October 10th. I mean, it's not exact. Maybe that's a bad example. Whatever. You get the point. It looks solid. Looks solid for about a 3x or so. See if you came up here to 6K. 3x, 3 to 4x, probably what you get out of ETH next time. 3 to 4x. Solid, not great, solid. Eon's likes the word safe, consistent, strong. It's what it looks like. It's what it looks like. But guys, if you take out that April 7th of last year, if you take out that low, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Then you're coming, if you take out that low, guys, on ETH, take out this low, you're going to come for this low, which is right here about very low. You probably hold up there, but then you run the risk of taking the ultimate low and switching market structure and creating this giant BART pattern. BART, 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 down. Don't think that can't happen. I'm not calling for that. I don't think that'll happen, but it could. This is what I'd look for. See how Bitcoin's doing. Did I get stopped out? Yes, I got stopped out. All good. We made 365 bucks. All right, guys, any more coins? I'll be in Discord the rest of the day. Tomorrow is a huge day, guys. Be here on the stream tomorrow. We got a big news day tomorrow. It's going to be great. And then for you Discord folks, have no fear. Starting Monday, we're going to bring your trading fingers, because we're going to get in some good trades starting Monday for the U.S. market open. That's all it's going to be. You know, if you have some questions, I'll answer your questions, but I will not be prepared to go into macro TA. I will not be prepared to look at alts. We could certainly look at an alt and do a trade on an alt, but it's mostly going to be about finding the leverage trade for the U.S. market open for Bitcoin. Now, we may not take the 8:30 trade, maybe the 8:45 trade, or whenever. I don't know what time the trade, if and when it'll present itself, but that is the goal. It is a trading stream only. So be prepared. We will get it done starting Monday, but we're here tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Yep, salt chain, trading fingers ready. That's right. You ready to click? It happens fast. You saw how fast it happened here today. But I made a quick 365 on the pump, but it happened fast. And that's what we're going to be looking for. So, all right, guys. Well, if that's it, no other alts, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you guys have a great day. Hit me up in Discord.